Bismillah walhamdulillah wa sallallahu wa sallam ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man ittaqa. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This is, I think, the third edition of what we're talking about, the student scholars under Shaykh Albaani. And I wanted to talk about Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly this time. Before we do the last one, we spoke about Abu Islam. Shaykh Abu Islam, he had the great big funeral. One of the things I wanted to mention about Shaykh Abu Islam, in the morning times, he would, after Fajr, he would sit down and ask, just like the Prophet used to do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ask anybody, did they have a dream? And if they had a dream, they would film it while that person was telling their dream. A truthful dream is part of Iman. So about 2 weeks before he passed away, he said he had a dream. They're filming him. He doesn't know he's going to pass away in 2 weeks. He said during his dream, he saw his friend, Shaykh Abdul Azim al-Badawi, and all his Shaykh al-Badawi's friends were around him, and they were all crying. Okay? So he approached them and said, hey, what's going on? He said, Shaykh Abdul Azim has died. So he started to kiss Shaykh Abdul Azim's feet and his hands and hug him. And when he went to kiss his feet, Shaykh Abdul Azim started laughing. You know? And so he said, aren't you dead? You know, he says, no, I'm mushmat. I'm not dead. Right? And so then he woke up. He woke up from his dream at that time. And then exactly 2 weeks later, he passed away. So that's the beauty of Shaykh Abu Islam. Okay, and during that talk, he starts making dua for Abdul Azim al-Badawi, for all the things that he's learned from him and how that's his Shaykh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. May Allah have mercy on him. Another student, Shaykh under Shaykh Albaani, is Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly. Now, Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly is most known in the United States by the people who can remember. And a lot of people have studied from him, but don't realize they have studied from him. Muhammad Jibaaly met Shaykh Albaani back in the 80s, I think 1983 on the Kafir calendar. And in English, he has written hordes of books. He is the one that started the Al-Kitab and As-Sunnah publishing. So you remember those books that were written on the fragile vessels and how to get married. Many people benefited for that. I think it was a 3 or 4 book series on marriage, and women are like the vessels. Be careful with the qawawir, and and about children and about different rights. He wrote the books on the inevitable journey. He wrote these books on the life in the barzakh. He wrote a whole bunch of books on the qiyam and the night prayers. We have so many books, the fundamentals of takfir, and these different books that they wrote over the last 30 years that we've been benefiting from, books from Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly. Not only that, a lot of people don't realize that he was one of the first founders of the Qur'an and Sunnah Society. In the 90s, the Qur'an and Sunnah Society was for all those people who today call themselves Salafi or follow a Sunnah or call themselves Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The Qur'an and Sunnah Society encompassed all those into one group at that time. It was before people were divided. A lot of people call this right before the 9/11 or after the the first Gulf War, when the Muslims were one and united. Most of the American Muslims were part of or dealing with the Qur'an and Sunnah Society. And that society spread exactly that, the Qur'an and Sunnah. Also, Muhammad Jibaaly, he made hijrah and he moved to Medina. And in Medina, him and his family, they hosted many hordes of American students that would come over there with their wives to go to school. His wife would help them get settled, make it comfortable for the ladies. Even if you came on Hajj and Umrah, she used to sit down and Ms. Jibaaly would give classes specific for the women, answer questions, and Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly would also benefit other people, the men and everything like that, and give them guidance. In 2006 on the Kafir calendar, he gave me permission to teach his books online, and as long as we didn't sell them. Okay? Now about a year ago, Shaykh MuHammad Jibaaly fell down in Medina, and he hurt his chest. He hurt his chest so bad that he needed surgery. During the surgery, he had numerous heart attacks. Okay? It got so bad, his situation got so bad that the doctor suggested that they take him back to the United States where he might get better treatment under the medical programs here in the United States. And so they flew him back. Right now, Muhammad Jibaaly is in California and he's brain dead. Okay? He's hooked up to the machines and he's not doing so well. And for years, we've been benefiting from this sheikh, and we become like kind of ingrates, because we find one fault or two faults or three faults from somebody and then we throw them away. But we still benefit from them. And from the adab of the talibul ilm is to overlook the jeff, the dryness of his sheikh, to overlook the mistakes of his sheikh, because you're benefiting from them. And so they're almost in the maqam, the place of like your parents or your cool uncle who explains so much to you. How many of us has benefited from the direction and the clarity that Shaykh Muhammad Jibaaly brought us with regards to marriage, with regards to the night prayers, with regards to our iman and our deen at that time when many people did not know in Arabic language at all and had no other route to the books of Shaykh Muhammad Nasruddin al-Albani except through his writings. Okay? So I think that what we should do is make dua for our sheikh, because a lot of people have still give the ayn, the evil eye, to other people, and most of the people that do this are very petty individuals. Let us not be petty individuals. Let us be grateful and gracious to our sheikh and make dua for him. May Allah make it easy for him and his family. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.